tell you. It's Kimberly with Knit for Brains. I said I was going to go live. It's not going to be a long one. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, but hello. Um, I was, I didn't get a chance to go and get more of the boxes or the packages of granny squares, but I was able to get this one a couple days ago. So I'm going to do more. I just wanted to kind of come on and say hi and happy Friday and happy Memorial Day weekend for those of you that are here in the US. We get to have a 3-day weekend, so I hope you get to have some nice sunshine going on, and just see what's going on. But I wanted to open these. So the Granny Square project, the Project Welcome Home, is going gangbusters. I actually went to hold the phone. I had to go to Joann's today. I had to get some more yarn because I had to finish some of the granny squares. So I'll show you what's going on. So these guys, and I had to call in support. I had to get the help of my mom. So this is one of the ones that's going on. This was the first granny square package that I received. So I'm just kind of going in order of receiving them. It's coming out really nice. I'm really digging the colors here. Anyways, this is using the, hello, Sandra. Oh, Linda says she'll be celebrating all weekend. Me too. We've got a friend's birthday and wine tasting on Sunday. We're doing a barbecue on Monday with my mom, who is now jumped into the whole Granny Square Project Welcome Home. She's so excited. So going back to that, I'm working on this blanket here, and this came from, I think it was, her name was Dom or Kim. I couldn't read the writing, so I wasn't sure the name. But she used the Granny Square all-in-one, and so I had to go out and buy some more of this stuff so I could finish up this particular blanket. So rough when you have to buy yarn. I know. But Joann's was having a really big sale. So I'll have to show you guys really quick what I got. So I did have to get these guys. So I've got enough to make, this should definitely finish off this blanket. I have a few more of these squares, these guys. So I'm finishing this guy, and then I'm going to have to make granny squares to include this. But it's so cool. This will be the first official blanket that will be done for Project Welcome Home. I gave my mom some squares last night, and she's working on them. She's sewing them together, and she's really excited. And then Joann's was having some big sales. If you have a Joann that's close to you, this guy here, this big twist, is on sale 2 for $5. All the big twists. This one has only 199 yards, but this one is also on sale for the same price, 2 for $5, 380 yards. So this is great. It's an anti-pilling, 100% acrylic. Oh, this is the anti-pilling. I don't know, maybe this one is an anti-pilling. I thought it was. But anyways, big sale. So I bought some more yarn for some more granny squares. The Brit said I could. And this guy, I liked this color. Oh, and then they had this super fun color. I was like, yes, please. So I did go to get this yarn, and I came back with a whole bunch more. But that is how it happens. I did look for the really big clearance sale. Yeah, I didn't find it, but that's okay. But I did get this package, and this came in from Rebecca out of Florida. So hello, Ola Joe. Good to see you on here. Hello, Arrow Lover. I'm assuming that's what it is. Ola Joe. She's been doing some big, you were cruising. I think I just saw that you were cruising, and I was like, oh, I cruise too. So it's so good to see. Oh my goodness. It's so good to see you guys here. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys. Rebecca, I'm giving you a little bit of love right now because I want to make sure that I'm focusing on the box that you sent and give you the full props. Oops. I might have opened this the wrong way because this side just came undone, but that is okay. So many squares. This top that I'm wearing, a tutorial for it. Is that what you're asking about, Arrow Love? Yes, there is a tutorial. Go to Nordstrom Rack and buy it. I did not make this top. I loved it. And yes, it is a granny square. And yes, I could have made it. But y'all, I think this top was like $15. And I thought, so here, if you want to see it, it's like this. Isn't it cute? I can't make that for $15. No one's got time for that. So for $15, I bought it for myself. That's what I did. But I could make it, but I didn't make it. Okay. So for those of you that are not sure about what this is, hopefully you do know about Project Welcome Home by now. But Ola Joe, I'm not sure if you have been paying attention or watching. Project Welcome Home is what I have started, and it is for seniors who have moved into an assisted. Yes, it was a great buy. Sorry, I get ADHD. I read the comments. The Project Welcome Home is for people that are moving into an assisted living facility, and they have most likely had to relinquish their homes, their pets, if they had any, their transportation. They've moved to an assisted living. They have to move into a community setting. They might have lost a spouse. They're probably in their 70, 80, 90s. It's a very sad time. So what we are doing with Project Welcome Home is people are donating granny squares to me. I'm asking that you send them to me. And then we are putting together these granny square blankets so that everybody who moves into this, we're starting this one facility that's here in San Diego. Hopefully it's going to grow, that they are all going to get a granny square blanket. That is just a way to say, welcome home, you're loved. We're putting love into these stitches. And this idea has kind of like boomed. You guys are amazing, because when I ask for one granny square, you don't send me one granny square. You do something like this, like what Rebecca did. This is incredible, Rebecca. Really, thank you so much. Red Heart Super Saver and I9 hook, Rebecca. Love it. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I needed to know. Hello, Dominique. Good to see you. Thank you guys so much for joining. Go where to buy it, Nordstrom. I'm going online. Okay, the brand is called, for the shirt, we're going back to the shirt. It's called Avec les Fils, AVECLESFILLES. Just look it up. It was $15. You can't go wrong with that one. So that's what we're doing. So people are sending in granny squares. Rebecca sent in all different sizes. I love it. These little tiny cute ones like this, all using Red Heart Super Saver. And it's great. Thank you so much for letting me know what the yarn is. So if I don't have it in my stash, at least I know what to go and get. These guys here. So this is like look at those, all different colors. I can use these to make like one big granny square. I can add them into other blankets. These guys, oh, look at these. Great, bright colors. Pinks, like a fluorescent orange, and lavender. I love these. There's a lot of blankets in here. So I think I'm looking at all the colors that we have here, and it looks like I could actually use these and make, So what's great is I went to my mom's last night and we laid all of these out on her dining room table. She is working on the squares, I think, that Susan sent in. They're beautiful. They were all the I Love This yarn by Hobby Lobby. And then she sent in some extra skeins. So she's sewing those all together. And I think that was from Susan. So my mom's working on those. That's over at her place right now. And then Rebecca sent these in. These are awesome. Look at that. Looks like Christmas. Love it. Love these guys. Oh, isn't that adorable? And I think somebody actually, yes, these guys, somebody else used this yarn. I think it's in here possibly. Yes, so we have so many granny squares, y'all, and we're just putting them together. We're laying them out. We're seeing what works, and then we're sewing them together. And the love is just incredible. My mom was brought to tears yesterday when I brought over this box of granny squares, and I was like, all right, man, let's do it. Pick what you want to work on and just go for it. She just grabbed the one that was on the top, and we sat together, and she just is like so amazed. that everyone's doing this. And she said, now my mother, you know, she's in her 70s, and she says, you know, you have to write out thank you cards to every single one of these people that do this. And I actually agree. So I'm saving addresses. I hope I can remember to have all of the addresses together, but that is my goal, is to at least, if I can mail you a card, I'm going to do that as well. If I do a shout out, then I'm doing that as well. But just being so grateful for what you guys are doing for this project Welcome Home. Thank you, Rebecca. These are perfect, beautiful, exactly what I needed. So that's all we're doing. And I'm working on granny squares this weekend. I'm putting the blankets together, and then I'm going to start, you know, making my own. But that's all we're looking for, is just granny squares. Other stuff I've got going on, doing some more tutorials. Yes, Arrow Lover, I'm gonna put that out there. This project is going to be ongoing. So I'm looking for granny squares all the way through the end of November. So you have time. You have plenty of time. And what I'm planning on doing is giving out these blankets that I'm going to make in December. And so these are the blankets that are going to be for the following year. And then next year. And so I'm hoping it's just going to be ongoing. And then the following year, so 2025, I'll be making more blankets, and then we'll just be giving them out. You know, the thing is this particular place that I'm starting with, they take about, she said they get about 10 to 20 residents probably per year. You know, 1 to 2 per month, something in that range. So it's not a crazy amount of blankets. I'm not looking for thousands. Arrow Lover, what size should the squares be? So I think we're saying like a 4-inch square. The blanket themselves are going to be, hold on, let me grab my little slip of paper. Let me grab it. Hold on. All right. So the blanket themselves should be about a 36 by 42 inch. So it's not actually like a lap, it's about the size of a lap blanket, but a little bit smaller, because if they want to tuck it into like their walkers or their wheelchairs, I don't want it to get caught in the wheels. So I actually did some research. The wheelchair blanket, the size is 36 inches by 42. So it's not that bad. This here is 36 inches across. So I think these are 4-inch squares. I don't have my tape measure right in front of me. But basically it's 6 squares across, and then it's going to be probably 7 or 8 squares down. So it's going to be a rectangle. But I think these are like 4 inches by 4 inches, something along those. But, you know, like I said, I mean, everyone's sitting in different sizes. For instance, the ones I just got, like some of these are smaller. But then again, these are like larger, and then these are even smaller. So I don't care. Whatever size, I'm going to make it work. If I have to make small ones to make it work, that's what we'll do. If we have to kind of add them all together, that's what we're going to do. But that's kind of what I wanted to do with the lives, is just, you know, talk about this sort of specifically. And then I've got my weekly podcast, and then we're doing more tutorials. I just did a tutorial on the how to make a granny square, a basic granny square. And some people are like, I've been making granny squares for years. I know what I'm doing. And other places or other people are saying, oh, I've never made a granny square, or how do you do it? So we're just going back to the basics. Understand, please, and you guys have been so wonderful and patient, but doing a tutorial is a completely different thing than doing just a regular old, you know, like top of mind, be my own person thing. So the camera angles, so just, you know, you guys have been so great and patient, but we're trying to work out the camera angles. The Brit is doing a lot of good work. And, you know, so we're working on the tutorial. So Suzanne says, easiest for you to ask the same size squares. Yes, that is actually true. And that is what I did. And then I started getting them in different sizes. So trying to accommodate other people, I was trying to be nice and say, sure, that's fine. Aha. All right. All right, Suzanne, let's go ahead and make that happen. So the actual size, the perfect size for a square should be this size. And this size is It is actually, I was wrong. It is about 6.5 inches by, yeah, well, well, you think that'd be a perfect square, but it didn't really come out that way, did it? 6 by 6. Let's go with 6 by 6. Okay. Yes, 6 by 6. That's how big these guys are. So if you want to know exactly, a 6 by 6 square would make a 36 by 42 inch blanket. I'm doing 6 across, and then I'll do 6 or 7 down, so it'll be a little bit of a square of a rectangle, not a perfect square. So there you go. Yay, Susan. Thank you so much. Yes, Arrow Lover 6 by 6. I will put that in the notes in case anyone's curious, along with the address, the P.O. box that I have set up. I think the guy at the Postal Annex store is getting a little, he knows me now by name. And he says, you get a lot of boxes? And I said, I do get a lot of boxes. I have wonderful people in my corners. And I had to finally explain to him what I was doing. I don't think he quite understood, or maybe he wasn't terribly interested, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going in, I'm seeing him on a regular basis. So yes, a 6 by 6 inch square. And y'all have been super generous about that. Yeah, so a weight of a 4 yarn is also ideal. I did say, ideally, if we could use something like an acrylic or a cotton, something that's like an easy wash and wear would be great. I love this. Now, this is a really bright color. Now here's the deal. I do not care if it's variegated. I don't care if it's a solid. I don't care about the colors. More color, the better. I don't know this. I liked this big twist. I thought the colors were super fun. And I don't know, maybe no one's going to want a blanket this color. I like it. I would be happy with the color. But this is all weight of 400% acrylic. This is big twist. And this here is also a 4. This is my nemesis yarn, y'all. I'm just telling you right now. But I did it, and I'm going to make it happen. This is the Granny Square All-in-One. And I bought some of this a while back, and I tried to do the granny squares, and I couldn't get the math just right. So you had to have the gauge right and all that kind of stuff. But Dom, who did these, she got it right. She did it perfect. All these squares, these guys turned out exactly the way they're supposed to. So I thought, well, heck, if she can do it, I can do it. So, yeah, I went out and bought some more of this yarn. So now it's pushing me past my comfort level to make this yarn happen, because now I have to make them look as good as these look, which these look amazing. Yes, acrylic is definitely, that's ideal because it's like an easy wash and wear. I don't want to put anyone out and say, go out and get this yarn and blah, 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 and do all that, because I don't want to impose on anybody. I know that sounds like just go and impose. No, I really wanted this to be like, do you have scraps? Like, did you make an Afghan and you have some left over? Would you like to make a granny square? But y'all have gone way above and beyond. So, meet me and I will make it work. But yes, if everything was perfect, it would be a weight of 4, 100% acrylic, like a red heart. The square should be 6 by 6 sizes. Yeah. And, I just was like, I'll make up the difference. I'll make the rest of it work. That was my thought process. Yeah, it is true. Susan says, most of us have number 4 acrylic hanging around. Very true. That's a very true point. And I have a lot more of it now because of these great, this is so soft. But it's interesting. Okay. I'm just going to make a little, and I know you guys have seen this before. You know what I'm talking about. But this here is a weight of 4, big twist, 100% anti-pilling acrylic, very soft. But when I look at this and I look at this strand of the all-in-one, to me, it is the same, but it doesn't feel the same weight. It feels a lot different. Like this one feels thinner than this one. So I think the weight of 4 is kind of an approximate. They're both acrylic. This is a lot softer, but just different brands. That's all it is. So, I'm just grateful that you all are just doing this, and it's so much fun. It is so much fun. So, and I'm spreading the love over on my end where, people are jumping in and helping. and sending in more granny squares. So like I said, that's what we're doing. But we also I found out about 20 minutes ago that I have surprise guests, which is why I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go and do this live really quick because I promised, and I have, company downstairs, but that's okay. The Brit's taking care of them. But I was like, oh gosh, sometimes life gets in the way, but this was my commitment to you guys, to say hello, to see how everyone was doing, to come on at 5:00, like I said I was going to do. And that's why we're here. But yes, Suzanne, you're right. That's a great thing to say. Some yarn brands are more robust than others. And that is that's a perfect way to explain it. Definitely. Because yeah, I've got 4s sitting out here on my table, and they all feel totally different. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm very chuffed by this whole project. So I should have this one done by this weekend. At least the granny squares that were sent to me. Then I'm gonna have to add in some more. Yeah, oh gosh, Amanda says you're still accepting granny squares. Yes, please. All the way through to the end of November. This is just starting. We're just kicking off. I'm gonna make these granny squares, create them as we go, so that by December, which I know that seems like a long ways off. Yes, I am accepting them, and in December they're all going to be done and completed and finished, and then I'm going to be presenting them to the assisted living facility, and so that's what we're going to do. So I'm hoping my thought, as big as this seems to have grown in such a short period of time, because I only started this like maybe a month ago, is that I want this to be ongoing. Like I'm going to be always accepting these granny squares and then sending them, on. And I think as big as this has grown, as fast as it's grown, we're going to have more. And so we're going to be adopting other assisted living facilities. And there have been some people that aren't here in the US. They're in different countries, the UK. And a friend of mine said, maybe you could have them started up in their country. And I'm like, because it's expensive. It's expensive to send in these granny squares, much less from around the country. Forget coming in from a different, country all in of itself. But we'll get there. If this turns into be something that can be even global, then fantastic. Baby steps. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm just kind of like trying to manage as we go. And Linda says, I'm mailing mine next week. Oh gosh, you know what, guys? Just anything I get. Really, I don't want this to be an inconvenience. It's just been a blessing, everything I get. So we have plenty of time. Yes, the blankets are 36 by 42, and for the total dimension, and the squares are approximately 6 inches each. And I will put all that information in the notes, and I'll just continue to say that. But yeah, 6-inch square square is ideal. Okay. But some people have sent in smaller ones. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. I'll figure it out. I can add more to it. I can put it in little squares. Like it's beautiful. I love everything that everyone's, I even got hexagons in. Perfect. I can make that work too. But these are, 6 by 6 inch squares. This is using red heart. So I know, and I happen to have some red heart, I'm using up my scraps to finish off these blankets and things like that. That's what we're doing. Yes, you guys are very well. Thank you for the clarification, because, I literally woke up, had a dream, and thought, oh, what a great idea. And then I brought it to you like the very next day. So did I think it through? I'm thinking it through as I go. But so far so good. It hasn't blown up. It has, but only in a good way has it blown up. It's just, oh my goodness, this is just amazing. I don't know, man, there's just so much love for these people who I kind of feel like they're, I've said kind of like the forgotten population. And when you sit with them, they have so many stories. And when I teach them yoga twice a week. And I always say, thank you so much just for making time in your day. And you know what? They always come back to me and say, we are so amazed and surprised that you want to come and spend time with us, because they feel like they're not even contributors. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. How that just it breaks my heart because they have so much to give. They have so much life that they've lived, so many experiences, so many stories. And for someone to feel that they're um, like disposable that way, oh, that breaks my heart. It makes me want to do this all the more. Yes, so much wisdom. I mean, if you talk to these people, some of the stories that they can tell you and the places that they've been and the things, yeah, exactly. Abandoned is a great adjective, I guess, to say that's how they feel. Or just, yeah, just kind of like discard it, like their family maybe can't come to visit them every week because they're out of town. I was talking to this one woman and she's so sweet, but all of her family lives out of state, so she didn't get to spend Mother's Day with anybody. And had I known, I would have been there. I would have sat with her on Mother's Day. I saw her the day after, but that's okay. It's okay. And they still stay positive. Anyways, so I just wanted to show you, Rebecca, thank you so much. I'm going to continue opening these on camera. We're making these blankets. And as soon as they really start to like all come together, and I'm going to start building stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of these amazing blankets, I'm bringing these to you, so you guys can see just what your love and how it's transitioning and how it's communicating and how I'm communicating your love. And some people are saying these beautiful little cards with the blankets that I will include. And if I didn't say this in this particular video, but I said this in the past, even if you didn't include a card, like for instance, with Rebecca's with Rebecca's contribution today, I'm going to create a card and I'm going to either include all of Amanda, I'll get to that. I will include all of the names of the people that contributed to that blanket. But if they also contributed a card, all those cards are going with that blanket. So when that recipient gets that blanket, they're going to see the cards, the handwriting from the people that created it, and their names as well. Yeah. So this top, I would love to say I made it. I didn't make this top. I did not make this top. I got this top at Nordstrom Rack for all of $15, and the brand is called Avec les filles. So it's with the girls, I think is what it, like young girls. It was $15. Yes, I will stand up and I will model it so you guys can see it, because it's just too cute. It was just too cute. Could I have made this? Yes. Do I have the time to do this? No. Did I think it was worth $15 in material and my time? Oh, yes, I did. So there you go. I'm not taking credit for it, except that I thought it was absolutely adorable and I love the colors, and I have a little pink cardigan that I wear with this. So if you want to know where I got this, Nordstrom Rack, check it out online. You might be able to find them online. I found it in a Nordstrom Rack store, but I think they had them online as well. So there you go. And thanks. I'm very, very glad. Right? $15 is amazing. I was like, for heaven's sakes. And I don't even think it wasn't even on sale. It wasn't like a clearance thing. That was just the price, $15. Isn't that adorable? It's so cute. Yeah, and I know. So I take credit for having good taste and seeing the value in the work. That's what I did. That's what I did. Okay. So listen up, people. I want you to have a wonderful, I really hope that you have a holiday weekend. I hope that you have Monday off. I hope that it's going to be a great kickoff to your summer. That's, like hopefully the weather's going to be nice and warm. If you've got a vet or someone in the military that is in your world, please thank them for their service, because let's all remember what Memorial Day actually represents. And as a matter of fact, Ola Joe, if I recall, aren't you ex-military or something like that? If you are, thank you for your service. Thank you very much for your service. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I'm saying there. Oh, and yes, please, if you all have your own channel, Ola Joe said, I will share this. Please, if you have your own social media outlets or whatever, please tell people what we're doing here. Please, send them over to the channel. I'm putting all this information out. It's also going to be up in my bio. that we're, with the PO box where people can send the squares to and things like that. But that's what we're doing. Rachel, hello, Rachel. She says, hi, Kim. Hello. Did you, who sent me stuff today? That was not you. That was from Rebecca. Rebecca sent me stuff today. But yes, getting back to the reason that we celebrate Memorial Day, thank somebody in the military, retired or current, thank them for their service, thank them for what they did, and why we are really celebrating Memorial Day. That is, I just wanted to put that out there. So Ola Joe, thank you so much. I believe I even have a gentleman who was on last week, Chuck, I believe, who was a disabled vet or retired disabled vet that is also, he and his wife are subscribers to this channel. So thank you. Thank you all very much. Someone's calling. I don't need to talk to them right now. I'm just talking to you guys. I don't need to talk to them. I don't know who that was. Thank you for your service. So that is why we're celebrating Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend with family, with friends. I hope the weather is sunny for you. Have a wonderful barbecue. I'll be back next week. I've got tutorials. I've got some unboxings coming out. The Brit is busy working on videos. So we're going to keep trying to do this, live once a week. And then all the other stuff we've got coming up, because we're having so much fun. So that's it, you guys. 30 minutes. The Brit is taking care of some company that just popped in downstairs. So I'm going to go down and say hi to them. Rachel, thank you so much for what you gave today. I love this, and everybody else who's contributed, and Susan and Dom and Trisha and everybody who's contributed. Keep sending those granny squares in. I'm accepting them through the end of November, and then hopefully, onwards from there. All the information will be in the live. And so I'm just popping on and saying thanks so much. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful, safe weekend. Please, please, please be safe. And I'll be back next week doing a live. I'll let you know the day. Hopefully it's going to be like a Thursday or a Friday. And I'll have more tutorials and things like that coming up. All right, guys, go have fun. Be with your families and your friends. I love you all, and I will see you soon. And I'm out. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.